This conference will now be recorded.
I forgot to start recording.
Ah!
Okay, you can continue. Sorry.
Okay. That was pretty much it. Do we want to do that again?
Can you? Sorry.
Yes. It's fine. Okay. So I am Tony Williams. Prodigy of America is my company. It is based around creative entrepreneurship and helping artists and young people figure out how to pursue their passions while making money. I focus primarily on musicians because I am a musician, singer, songwriter, pianist, engineer, producer. Um, and I really connected with the community specifically in New York because that community of artists are overworked. They do a lot of shows. They're hustlers. New York people are known to be hustlers, but they don't necessarily get paid for their craft. So I wanted a platform where they could come make money, um, and where youth could learn to do the same thing.
Sounds awesome. I think that's really cool. And we were talking a little bit before we started about how we both have been teachers and working with the kids. And so I think that that is awesome. I always thought before I started my nonprofit that it was going to be about youth because I was working in kindergarten and all that. But then God was like, no, I want you to work with women. And I was like, but I want to work with the babies. I don't want to work with adults. But as I grow and as I learn, I can see why he put me in that position just because of some of the skill sets that I've learned along the
Mm-hmm.
way. But I think that plays off of your skill set too, working with youth and music, and you're combining two things that you seem to love a lot, and you're able to help people through those. So that sounds really cool and really interesting. I was looking through your page a little bit, and I was like, this is pretty neat. Because I was in the education mindset too. So anytime I see something that's educating people, I think that that is awesome. Um, have you seen any, and you don't, this is something you may not want to disclose, but have you seen any slowness during the whatever quarantine, social distancing? Have you seen any slowness in your business as far as that goes?
Actually, I have seen the opposite. This has been a great opportunity for me to have some time to devote to the business. I just recently moved to Maryland, right outside of DC, so I was in the process of getting settled. Um, and for people who move around a lot, like those first couple months, it's like, okay, I'm adjusting, uh, getting my ducks in a row. So this gave me an opportunity to focus. So I've been creating content, I've been contacting people, setting up different systems, exploring different things, learning, and it's been great.
Yeah, I think that this is a good lesson for those who have been thinking about being an entrepreneur, have kind of started but aren't progressively pursuing it,
Mhm.
especially for those of us like me, like you, who work full-time jobs outside of our businesses, and just having this time where we can sit and all we have to focus on is this. My full-time job that I work for, though, is was already from home, but due to the slowness, that work has kind of slowed and allowed me to put more focus into this business and research. If there's one thing I can say, and kind of like what you were saying, looking into different systems, if there's one thing I can say to any business owner during this time, is do your research. Research marketing tools, marketing strategies,
Mhm.
platforms. People are doing giveaways. I mean, there are so many resources. Everybody is stuck in the house, right? So all if you are a creative person, all you can do right now is create and think. And so people are creating their skills, they're thinking of stuff, and then they're leveraging this time to get more customers. So they're either offering discounts or giveaways and things like that. So please do your research, research, research. Um, and network. If there is
Yes.
somebody who's already been doing something that you're interested in, or might have 10,000 followers and you have a couple hundred, reach out to them, email them. Don't come off weird, but email them, hop in their DMs. Hey, I saw you were doing this. I'm interested. Do you mind being my mentor? People who really genuinely want to help you will do it. When they start talking about paying them and all that stuff, That's different, right? So if you have those means, by all means, pay somebody for their service. I'm not saying go out here and get something for free. If you reach out to a business coach, by all means, pay them for their service. But just simple mentoring is free tips and tricks that they got that help them get to where they are currently now. So please do your research and please reach out to mentors. You can go on the Driven in Heels Instagram and send me a DM, and there might be somebody in our network or in our membership role who I know is doing something that you're interested in, and we can hook you up with them as well. If you're into music, we've got Tony here.
Yeah.
I can get her in contact with you if you have some youth that might benefit from her program or some other musicians that might benefit from her program. We can definitely get you in contact with somebody. So please take this time and use it wisely. You don't want to come out of the end of this 30 days, 40 days, however long we've been in this situation and not have made it one step further or done so, set a goal that you didn't reach when you come out of it. This time is a time of nervousness, I want to say, anxiety, I want to say, because we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know how long it's going to last. But I think in order for us to stay focused and stay positive is that we have to focus on something positive. And so if your business or whatever it is that you're focusing on right now, take this time and work it. And that way that'll keep your mind off of what if or what's going to happen.
Agreed.
Because you will have at least somewhat of a plan coming out of this that, I got this far. I got two steps further in my business now than I was before this started. And you will be thankful for it, because I posted the other day, an excuse today is going to be a regret tomorrow. You don't want to look back 30 days from now and saying, gosh, I had all that time. Now I got to go back to this full-time job, and I won't have that time that I had to devote to my craft or my art or my business. So please take this time and use it right. I cannot stress that enough, because I see a lot of people saying they don't know where to start. Google.
Start.
Google.
Yeah.
Just start. It is never too late to start. And like I said, reach out to somebody and ask them where to start. So I think that's very important right now. Do you have anything else that you wanted to add to that?
Yes. So I think it's intimidating to start something new, especially something that could change your life potentially. So I think if you don't put a lot of pressure on yourself to be so disciplined at the beginning, explore, have fun. If you have a creative idea, it's probably because it's something that interests you. Look at it as something that you're having fun with. And then over time, if you spend like 5-10 minutes a day doing something, you're going to get carried away with the process, and you're going to do more just because we have a lot of time on our hands right now. So baby steps. Some people want to jump all the way in. Whatever it is, start.
Yeah, it's definitely not an overnight process. You don't get where you see most people's success overnight. You don't start today and get there tomorrow. So it's definitely baby steps. There will be times where you get discouraged because your followers aren't there, your customer base is not there. But that is when your key times of using that networking strategy comes into place. One of the easiest ways that you can network and get your business out there is search a hashtag that is relevant to your business. If you are a singer, search hashtag singer. If you are a lawyer, hashtag lawyer. If you are into marketing, hashtag marketing, something that is relative to your business. And just go look at people who have posted under those posts. You can follow that hashtag, or you can follow individual people, like, comment, engage on their stuff. Don't spam. Just, hey, if they post a cute picture, just post a little heart or like it or something like that. That's how I found Tony.
Yeah.
I don't know which hashtag I used, but I just started going through some of the hashtags that I post on my page and interacting with like-minded people who I felt would, we would benefit from a network. It doesn't necessarily mean that they have to use my business and I have to use theirs, but sometimes you can just benefit from knowing someone or being able to put somebody else in contact with that person to help the next person along the way. So that is one of the easiest ways that you can network and market your business is just search hashtags and follow those people. Look at some of their ideas, don't steal their ideas, but look at some of their ideas and see where you fit into the puzzle.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions from any of our audience members? Because I did post on my live that I would be looking at questions, and I have not checked my DM for questions. But if anyone who is listening live has questions, you can go ahead and put them in the chat or send them to the Driven in Hills DM. Oh, we do have a question. Is there a age limit on, or a minimum, I guess is what they meant, on the kids who use your program?
So I recommend kindergarten for the music part of it, just because they need to know their letters for theory. But I am rolling out a new set of materials that is purely academic and then driven towards entrepreneurship for kids. That also starts at kindergarten. But I also do tutoring. So I know parents are screaming, trying to pull their hair out right now. So if you need help, just hit me up.
Yes, definitely. I know that that's one thing I've kind of been toying back and forth with. It's like I'm looking at all the parents on my timeline, and I'm like, do I really want to get back into that and offer my help? But, you know, I did eventually post that if anybody has questions, that I was available for questions and for help. I don't mind hopping back into that. But definitely use Tony first. She is still in.
Yes, and if you need resources, Khan Academy is great. These are all apps. Starfall, my mother, who was a kindergarten and pre-K teacher for over 20 years, loves that one. I am back and forth on it, but it is a resource. ABC Ya Games is fun. That is for ELA. I don't know if they still call it that in the South, language arts. Prodigy is for math. And then ABC Ya and Prodigy are games. So if your kids are the type, like they always want the technology in their hands, it's nice to put something that is educational and technology in their hands. Overdrive is an app that you can use to check out books from your local library virtually. So if you or your kids need that as a resource and can't go out to a library right now, bring the library to you. I have a lot more resources in my head, but those are the ones that I'm thinking of off the top of my head. But there are resources here.
Okay, and then we have another question that says, do you have a website that they can use to get more information about your program?
I just have Instagram right now. My Instagram is Prodigy of America, spelled as it sounds, Prodigy of America. And all of my content is there. You can reach me there. But I am starting a Vimeo site where people can come access my video content and then purchase content if they would like to. I also have a text number, and I can share that with you, Jasmine, later, where you can text in if you just need free tips. I'll be sending out tips through that number.
Okay, and to kind of go along with what you were saying, I used Khan Academy when I was teaching. I really like Khan Academy, and I think I saw somewhere, which if it is true, because you know you can't trust everything on the internet, Brain Quest is offering some free stuff, and they're usually really expensive.
Okay.
And you have to have like a license or a subscription to them if you're a parent. Because I remember my school didn't have a license, and so I looked into getting a subscription as a teacher, and it was expensive. But if that is true, and if you Google Brain Quest and see if they're offering some things for free, because they offer some really good informational science and history videos, along with some ELA activities. So Brain Quest is another one that you might want to look into during this time. And like I said earlier, Google, just whatever you're looking for, Google. There's so much out there. That you can find. So definitely that. Just making sure we don't have any more questions. Because I was not watching. And so another thing I kind of wanted to talk about for those of you who may be trying to figure out what to do with your business right now. And we already kind of talked about social media and using the hashtags, but definitely really setting up your platform to where your business shows the uniformity across whether you have a website or Facebook or Instagram, because you don't want to have 10 different colors on Facebook and then a whole nother set of 11 different colors on Instagram. You want to create a cohesiveness with your brand. And so if you go to the Driven in Hills website and you sign up for a free membership, it is a free membership for Silver. We have other levels that are paid, and that's how we support our business if we're nonprofit. But the free membership gives you free online courses that we have created to help you create a brand kit for your business. What a brand kit does is it has you choose a set of colors, not the rainbow, but it has you choose a set of colors that you feel best represent your brand, so that when somebody goes to your Instagram page or they hop over to your Facebook page or your website, they can notice, oh, well, this is her brand because the colors are the same, the logos are the same, because in today's time, anybody can go by a domain name. And so you don't want to have somebody hop on a website they think is yours because the domain name is similar to your brand and thinking that they're on the right site. So creating a logo, brand name, all of that. I talk about that in some of the business courses on my site. So make sure that you are definitely creating a cohesive brand across your social media sites. We have another question. Do you have any tips for people who want to market a business but may not be social media savvy? I would say word of mouth. I'm working on a course right now on how to market your business. It should be up by tomorrow night. Once again, it will come with a free membership of Driven in Hills. But I will say word of mouth. So it depends on what your business is. If your business is a service or a product, one of the things I always suggest is, you want to get your name out there. And so you want people to be able to speak for your brand and speak for your product and say, I tried it and I like it. And so offering a part of your service or a sample of your product to someone and be like, hey, if you like it, do you mind posting a review on the website? Or do you mind telling a friend how they can get in contact with me if you know somebody who would benefit from my product or service? That's a great way to get your business out there if you're not social media savvy. Something as simple as a post. Hey, the first 10 people who post, reshare this post on your social media page, I will give you a sample of my business or my service. Something as simple as that. If you want to DM me on my Driven in Hills page, make sure it's my Driven in Hills page. It's just at Driven_in_Hills. I am a nonprofit, so anything I offer you is free. We pay for the services we help you with through other membership levels, through donations, through fundraisers and stuff like that. So if you want to get a little bit more into this conversation and have a one-on-one consultation, you can definitely DM me there or go on the website. And my email is on there, and you can do that as well. And we can work together and we can make you social media savvy, because I will say that is the direction that we're kind of going in. So having either you being social media savvy or having somebody on your team who is social media savvy is very important, because why am I stuttering? From a marketing standpoint, according to the 2020 market research, we are phasing out the baby boomers and Generation X. Those are the ones who probably are only going to be using Facebook. And now most people's target market right now is millennials, which is about 25 to 34. And then Gen Z, which is about 24 to, I think they're like 16, maybe the youngest right now. And that's all they do. So definitely reach out to me there, and we can get you social media savvy and assist you with that as well. But in the meantime, like I said, word of mouth, offer, products at discounted price or for free, and then that way people can kind of get your name out there. Do you have any suggestions for someone who's not social media savvy that might?
Hmm. Yes, definitely find somebody to outsource. I know a lot of people. I was working with an older woman last week, who is not tech savvy at all, and every time I bring up anything, she gets nervous. So if you are patient enough with yourself enough to learn, this stuff isn't that hard. I know it may be foreign, but it's not difficult. So if you have time and the patience with yourself, I would recommend and push you to try to learn it yourself. But if that is not anywhere near where you want to go, then yes, get somebody on your team. And that could be a family member, a child, um, some kid that you know down the street. Just, hey, can you help me? Because it's those for those people, it's easy. It would probably take them 5 minutes to figure out what you are taking longer to figure out. Um,
Yes, definitely. And another thing that we talk about in the course is using Canva. Canva is
yeah,
so easy to use. It is an online website. You go in and any post you see on my page, I made in Canva. They offer
same.
you, they have free pictures, free elements, and everything in there you can use. But they even offer you a 30-day free 30-day subscription to their pro services. So you have an abundance of pictures and backgrounds and things that you can use. And it's really easy. You just go in there, you pick a template, you can type in what you want on the post, add any pictures you want, upload them from your computer, and change the colors to match your brand. And that's one way you can create a cohesive brand look across your Instagram and your Facebook. And all you have to do is download them into, you can do it right from your phone or from your computer. And all you
Mm-hmm.
have to do is download whatever you create into your photos on your phone, and then just go straight to Instagram or Facebook or Twitter and post them. And it is so simple and so easy. So that's one thing that we're looking to as well, because if you're not social media savvy, you don't want to get into all those hashtags and metadata and looking at your analytics right now, because the first thing that you would want to do is kind of get used to it. So I would just say stick with posting right now, post engaging content and post consistently. Because if you post now and then wait a couple months and post something later, people aren't going to be looking for your stuff, right? You want to keep people
Mm-hmm.
looking and looking for, oh, what's next, and seeing what they can get into next with your brand. But if they know you don't post consistently, then they're not going to be looking for that. So if you're not familiar, but you do know how to at least post, just go ahead and post consistently two times a week, or you can start off one time a week, and then when you feel comfortable with that, twice a week. I wouldn't do more than 3 times a week per brand. So like if you only have one company, I wouldn't post more than 3 times a week for that company, just because you can get kind of spammy if what you're offering is not booming. If you don't have thousands and thousands of followers, it can kind of get spammy. So just be careful at the frequency. And just make sure like you're engaging, ask engaging questions on your post. You know, don't just post a picture of something, post a question, right? That way people have no, well, they do have a choice, but it gives them a chance to engage and comment. And one thing from social media is that posts with more comments and more likes get seen by more people. That's just the way that the algorithms for Instagram and Facebook work, is that the most popular things get seen by more people. So create a post where your customers can engage.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions? Let me check Instagram. Someone said, do you suggest paid social media ads if you can afford it? There are easier, cheaper ways if you are a startup. I've been there before. Startups do not start out with a lot of money unless you inherit a trust fund.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a startup and the funds aren't really there, use free resources. There's no need to go out here and get a bunch of paid ads that may not be a good return on investment. And what I mean by that is you're putting more into the ads than you're getting back. When I first started my, I used to be an event planner, and when I first started that business, I was doing a lot of marketing, a lot of Facebook and social media ads, but I wasn't getting a good return on investment. So I was spending more ads than I was seeing customers. If you do have the money, the good thing about Facebook ads is that they automatically link to Instagram, and you can put a limit on how much you spend per day. So if you only want to spend $10 per day, $5 per day, you can do that. And then if you get up to $5 in that day, then Facebook will cut it off so that you don't go over your budget. I think it's a case by case basis. If you can afford it, you can try it. See if you get a lot of engagement, a lot of content, you get customers and views from that, and it's something that's lucrative for you and your business. Go that route. If you're unsure, I would just wait a little bit because you'll definitely benefit from it more if you have such an influx of followers. So it's a case by case basis. Probably should have just put up a post for people to put questions in because they're coming to all different DMs. Okay. Do you suggest handing out flyers? It depends on what your business is. Right now, I wouldn't suggest handing out flyers. Right now, I suggest you stay at home. But when this clears up, it just, like I said, it just depends on what your business is. And then some people also consider that soliciting, and a lot of businesses do not allow you to solicit your business within their business. But if you're having an event, I would suggest, maybe passing out flyers to people you know who can engage other people, let other people know. Starbucks, I know a couple of Starbucks have a cork board in them where you can go pin up like a business card or a flyer to an upcoming event. I'm trying to think, there's another place that allows you to, I know sometimes nail salons and hair salons will allow
Yeah.
you to put brochures and things like that in it, but I would definitely kind of stray away from that unless it's an event, because a lot of people don't respond that well to um, those type of marketing strategies. A lot of times they get looked over because people aren't really, I happen to be the one in Starbucks because I was waiting for a while. But if someone's in a hurry, they're going to rush by it and not see it. So it's better if you put it in somebody's hand rather than just going business to business and something like that. One thing you also want to gauge when you're marketing or trying to advertise is your target audience, right? So that is the group of people that you think would benefit most from your product, and watch how they interact with ads. Do they prefer TV ads? Do they prefer Instagram ads, video ads, whatever? And that is something as simple as a Google search. You can just say pop ads for Gen Z if your age group is a younger group of people, or top ads for women. And Instagram will give you pages and pages of research that was done on what a particular set of consumers like to see in their ads. So you definitely want to look at that and see what your target audience is interested in, right? Your target audience is a bunch of men. You don't want to create a brand that's pink and frilly, and your videos are pink and frilly and makeupy and all that stuff. You want to kind of cater in a way to your target audience, because in the end, that's who you want to attract to your business. And so if what you're putting out there does not attract them, then you may see your success happen a little bit slower, because it is a trial and error. It is a learning process, and so you will see some things work and some things don't. But definitely try and market to your target audience.
Yeah.
You can jump in if you need to, or going through
Okay.
questions.
Yeah, to add to what you're saying, whatever approach is organic. You wouldn't hand your grandmother a club flyer. Like, you just she's probably not gonna come. Probably doesn't appeal to her. But if for flyers specifically, if you're on a college campus, like, college kids are used to somebody walking through the campus, handing them a flyer. They're gonna look at it, oh, this is cool, or it's not. So it needs to be catchy. for that target audience. And then they're going to see, hey, are my friends going? And then they're going to look on social media. And if they see it multiple times, they're probably going to come. And then if I think for marketing, always like the equivalent, or if you can do that one, I know we can't do it right now, of door-to-door sales is the best thing, especially when you're starting out, just going and talking to people so that in real time you can figure out, okay, we understand energy. We know if somebody is accepting what we're saying. So if you are talking to someone and they don't seem to be open to your business, the product, you'll know. But on the other hand, if they are, then you know, okay, this conversation is flowing organically. I can keep going. So if you can apply that to every interaction that you have, whether it's giving a digital flyer, giving a flyer in person, if it's just what I do a lot, I text people, I DM people, my inner circle, or people that I just know that might be interested in what I'm doing in that moment, or who have pay attention to people who have expressed interest already in what you're doing. That's a good way to do this too. Just paying attention. Like you were saying, what are people's natural habits? What are they engaging in naturally?
Yeah, definitely. I was gonna add something to that, but now it's slipped my mind. Let's see. Do you suggest giveaways as a marketing strategy? That's another thing I would be careful with and how you market it. Don't confuse like your social media giveaways with giving a sample or a part of your product to somebody to or to spread word of mouth, right? That's just one person you're working with, and this is a person you trust, right? Somebody who, if they don't like your product or your service or take issue with it, they're going to come to you and give you constructive criticism. They're not going to go bash you or anything like that. And then in return, if they do like it, they will give you good reviews wherever you ask them to leave them. That is different from a social media giveaway where you are getting a lot of people together, because usually the premises of social media giveaways are they have to follow your page or they have to like, comment, tag someone, something like that. If you were just starting out and you don't have a good portion to give away, I would say no, right? Because giveaways are for those more established people who can afford to lose that time if you're offering a service, or that product, that inventory if you're offering a product. It is good exposure if you work it the right way, but if you don't have the time to lose, because you will, if you're giving away for free, you will lose time, you will lose inventory on that product. I have seen some giveaways where they might do discount instead of just giving away for free. That might be something you want to think about or engage in. But I would just be very mindful of just a full, huge Instagram giveaway, especially if your business has not gained enough traction that you are willing to put the time in, right? Because the more followers you have, the more engagement you have, the more customers you have, that's going to require more work on you. So I think one thing you have to do is sit down and be honest with yourself. Do I have time after these 30 days are over? Because once you scale that many followers and that many customers and you're doing a good job with your business, it's only going to continue to grow. So do you have the time? Do you have the investment that once this takes off, and the infrastructure that once this takes off, I can handle it? Because there will come a time where and it's a good thing, but you will outgrow your current infrastructure, right? So if you are a creator or you make things for Etsy, for example, a lot of people start out doing that from home with a smaller machine or smaller tools or a small amount of tools. And if you scale too fast, you might not be able to keep up with that influx of customers and things like that. So just be careful and make sure you're that if my business grows tonight from 500 to in the next 60 days, I have 2,000 different customers and different followers. Do I have the scalability to get more resources so that I can meet those customer demands? The last thing you want is to grow your business to a point where you have too many customers to meet their demands, right? Because then you're going to have a lot of customers mad because they're not getting their orders on time. And then that's going to in turn give you bad reviews on your website. So I'm not saying that growing is a bad thing. I'm just saying be ready for it. Be ready for it. Not saying it's a bad thing, not saying you shouldn't do it, but I'm just saying work out a business plan, right? I expect to have this many customers within 15 days, and this is what I can do with what I have. If that grows by the end of this 30 days or by the end of 60 days, what is your plan that you can make sure that you're servicing your customers? That's all I have to say about that. Just plan.
Yeah.
You think doing social media videos is essential for engaging with potential customers? If so, any advice for people who are camera shy? So I used to be camera shy. I started doing YouTube videos in 2013, and I felt completely awkward. And I was like, I don't know if I really like this. I also hate my voice. I just feel like I sound like a little girl, and I'm like, I'm 28. When am I gonna get my big girl voice? It's not. And on top of that, I'm country. I definitely understand being camera shy. I would say in that regard of being shy first, because if you're camera shy, I do not think that social media videos will be essential because that's going to come off in your video. So let's work on the basics first. And being camera shy, turn on your iPhone while you're in your room or at home, somewhere away from people, and just start talking to the camera. Then watch it back. That'll kind of help you get used and adjusted to the camera. Another suggestion is to have just somebody film you doing something organic. One thing people like on social media is to see organic content. Don't fake the funk. Don't try and act like you're doing something you wouldn't normally do. Just work your business and kind of have somebody film you. That way you won't think the fact that you're camera shy won't come off because you're not paying attention. You're working your business and they're catching you at your best angles and getting the shot in. And then one thing you could post, like do a Instagram post with that video and just say, working my business today, this is what I got done, hey, what did you guys get done today, or something like that. That way it's video content and it's an engaging post because it's requiring people to comment or asking people to comment on your post. Once you get over being camera shy, to go back to your first question, is it essential? This kind of goes back to your target audience. If your target audience is anywhere from the age of 16 to 35, yes, video is essential. And I'm going to pull up a stat because I was researching the other day when I was creating the marketing course. Let's see. And this is also in a blog post on my Driven in Heels website where I talked about the different types of marketing and how essential video is right now. So bear with me while I pull up this post. So here are just some of the stats that kind of go back to what we were talking about earlier. So people in the United States spend about 12 hours in front of a screen per day. 25% of business owners sell successfully on Facebook, and almost 40% of merchants generate their sales by using social media. Now going to the video portion of that. There was a stat about a company who did a video ad, I guess you could call it, and their success was outrageous. I mean, granted, if you're a smaller business, obviously you're not going to have that kind, but definitely Procter and Gamble. So they saw an 86% of increase in searches of their company and an 86% increase in sales after a series of videos that they did that gained 1 million views. Obviously, if you're a smaller business, you're not going to generate that much, but video content is one of the main ways to engage people. Going back to organic posting, um, a lot of people, especially the age where a lot of people just don't like the sponsor ads that keep popping up. If it's just text or if it's just a promo, they want to see something that's going to capture their attention within the first, I think, 10 seconds. Maybe it's 5 seconds. I know it's a very short amount of time that you have to capture that average consumer's attention on social media. So it is helpful in engaging your younger audience. Now, if you don't have a younger audience, maybe not, I wouldn't focus as much on the videos, maybe a video every now and again. But the videos are more essential to younger audiences because that is how, I mean, look at YouTube. YouTube has grown and soared because of video content. More kids watch, and when I say kids, I mean teens, but more teens watch YouTube videos than they do streaming TV or regular television. It's just kind of one of those things we transitioned into. So I hope that answered your question because it was kind of like twofold in a lot. But yeah, definitely work on practicing in front of the camera or having somebody record you in your natural element, in your natural work environment, or interacting with customers. And video content doesn't always have to be live, like live motion video. It could just be a video carousel of pictures. There's an app called Ripple, RIPL, upload videos, pictures, where you just upload pictures and it takes those pictures and turns them into like a slideshow video. And so there you've created a video and you didn't have to get in front of the camera, and that will create video content. It allows you to put music behind it, text on it. So you could definitely start there if you're still not comfortable with getting in front of the camera. How long does it take to see an influx of followers? That kind of goes back to how you work your business. Are you engaging your customers? Are you engaging with other people? Are you using that hashtag search strategy that we talked about earlier? People aren't just going to come to you. If you create a Facebook page or Instagram page or a Twitter page and then you just sit there and you don't work it, you barely post, and you don't engage with other people, you will definitely see a slow influx of followers, if any. So social media is one of those things where you just kind of got to get yourself out there. Like I said, use the hashtag search, like other people's stuff that would be interested in your product. So for example, I have a graphic design company. And so what I did to get those followers up was I went to business owners and I liked their stuff. I didn't say, hey, this is what I can do for you. Check me out. I just said, oh, I like that. Or I do, part of my graphic design business is wedding invitations, bridal shower invitations, and things like that. I hashtag bride to be, mom to be. And I just commented hearts and smiley faces on some of the people's posts of their wedding announcements or pregnancy announcements, or I just like the post. And you would be surprised how people who are looking for something and then you engage with them, they'll follow you. I get a lot of my followers that way, just engaging with them. I do tend to see a lot of people who have either automatic DMs on or DMs that they send as soon as you follow them saying, this is what I do, you could benefit from it. I would stray away from that. Everybody's different. Some people respond to that. I personally, when I see that, I keep it pushing because if somebody's in the market for what you offer, they will reach out to you. We live in a world where everything is at your fingertips, literally. So if somebody is looking for what you offer, they will reach out to you. Um, so I definitely would avoid just being, I call it being spammy because you're spamming comments. I would definitely would avoid doing it that way. But you definitely do have to engage people, and engage with the people who are interested in what you have to offer. I would not go to a man's page and engage with him um, to follow me for the whole sole purpose of baby shower invitations. He's not going to benefit. He could probably care less. But I might go to a man's page who owns a business who's just starting out and engage with him because he could benefit from my website design and logo design. So once again, going back to that target audience and engaging with your or prospective consumers. Got two in the Jordan Hill statement. How do you get big brands to collab? So I think you're referring to influencer. I'm not sure what this person is referring to. I want to say you're referring to influencer, how businesses get influencers to market their products and get paid. You have to have a good amount of followers for big businesses to reach out to you to market their product. And when I say a good amount, we're talking like 100,000, 200,000, starting around a couple of hundred or 1,000. Some of the smaller brands will reach out to you and say, hey, we'll send you this, or do you want to? But when you say big brand, if you have a good influx of followers, we will find you. I did hear of a website that will allow you to, I guess, put your social media platform on there, and if they find a good business that fits with that, who's looking for influencers, that they will do it that way. But like I said, the reason they want you to have a lot of followers is because just like you want to get your brand in front of a lot of people, they want to get their brand in front of a lot of people. And if they know 100,000 people usually see your post today, then they're definitely going to go with that person rather than somebody who's posting 20 or 30 times. If you're referring to you collaborating with an influencer themselves as far as just doing like a collab video, kind of like what me and Tony are doing, I would say reach out to them maybe, see if they're willing to do something for that. How I got people to respond to do this podcast was I just put up a post, was anybody interested? Jump in anybody's DMs and be like, hey, blah, 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 did you jump on the podcast? Like I said, I don't respond to that. Some people do, but I don't. I'm one of those type of people who just leave the office, and if people want it, they will come. So I'm not quite sure if I answered your question because you said collab with big businesses. I tried to cover what I could think of you were referring to. If you want to ask that, or if I didn't answer your question correctly, you can send it again. Do you think having all three social media platforms is good enough? So there are more than 3 social media platforms, so I'm not sure which 3 you're referring to. The biggest 3 I do know are Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Facebook has 3 million followers, I think. Instagram has 1 million, and Twitter has, I think, 330 million. So those are the biggest ones, but Snapchat and TikTok are getting pretty big as far as amount of followers go. And once again, it goes back to your target audience. Older generations are not going to have Snapchat, Twitter, and TikTok. Those are geared more for your younger audiences. But definitely having at least one. The majority of people, when they search for what you offer, your business comes up in the search engine because what you offer matches what they search for. And so that is something, and without getting too technical, that's something called SEO, search engine optimization. And if you just have one website, that lessens your chance of coming up in a search. But if you have a website and a social media page to back it up, then that kind of ups your chance of coming up in search when somebody's searching what to offer. So I definitely would think having multiple platforms is definitely good. What platforms those consist of, once again, depends on your target audience. So we are coming up on 8:55. I don't see any more questions in my DMs. I don't see any in the chat. If you do, you can go ahead and drop those. Other than that, Tony, I'm going to say thank you for coming in.
You're welcome.
And engaging with us. Tony already mentioned her Instagram in case you missed it. It is at Prodigy of America for her business. And her personal site, if you want to listen to some good music, is at Hey, is it 3Ys?
Yes.
With 3Ys, Tony, Toni, right?
Yes.
Both of those are on Instagram. So definitely reach out to her, definitely follow her. If you're looking for some more business tips, examples, definitely hop in one of our DMs. We'll help you with that. And definitely go to driveninheels.com, sign up for a membership and get that free membership, those free business classes and free resources. And we will, I have somebody lined up for next week. The person lined up for next week is Leah Barlow. She has a book out called Don't Waste Your College Tuition. And she more geared to the younger folks or women or men who have kids who are preparing to go to college. Usually around 16, you start looking about how to get scholarships and how to definitely benefit from your college experience other than going to class and partying. So catch us next week with her. And other than that, I will let everyone go. So it was nice having you on, Toni, and thank you so much again.
Bye.
Bye.